I want to share with you my collection of Mötley Crüe items. I grew up in Los Angeles, went to Hollywood High School for 3 months in the 1980s when it was the top of Hair Nation. So I grew up loving Mötley Crüe since 1983, 1984. My uncle got me into them, and they're a Los Angeles band. So what I want to share with you are a few items that I've collected over the years. And most likely all of this stuff I'll eventually sell because it's time to move on and give it to someone else when the right time comes. But it's a really cool collection in different parts that I'm going to share with you. The first thing is I got this book. It's Mötley Crüe, the first 5 years on Melrose. I was about 14 or 15 years old. I walked into a store with my friend, and what I did with this book is I actually walked out of the store and I stole it when I was about 14 or 15 years old. I don't recommend you do that. I was a little punk back then. But it's traveled the world. It's been with me since 1980. This came out in 1985, if I'm not mistaken, or 86. Cool book. Next is a hardcover, The Dirt. I really enjoyed reading this book. It talks about all their stories. It's in great condition. Again, I read that. Love it. Next one is The Heroine Diaries. I read this. I could not get into it. I didn't like it. That's just me. Tommyland. Hardcover, of course. Tommyland is the next one. Interesting. Weird at times. But I did enjoy it. Next book is this incredible book. This one's my favorite. This one is the only book that I would keep. And it's a visual history from 1983 to 2005 by photographer Neil Zlozauer, who I used to work with in Los Angeles. I didn't work with him, but I worked at the photo laboratory where we processed a lot of his film. So he signed this to me, and to me, this is the ultimate book because look at these incredible pictures that he has documented. Photographer Neil Zlozauer. I went to his photo studio in Los Angeles, and it's incredible. That's a treat that I got to go to his studio. And a lot of these pictures, these for example, he took in his studio in Hollywood. And he even showed me where some of the paint that looks like blood is still there after all these years. Again, this is my prized possession. He wrote to Hugo, Rock On Brother, Neil Zlozauer. Next, I have this article that came out in 1984 when Vince Neil was involved in that car accident. So I was about 13 years old back then, and I cut this off the newspaper in Los Angeles. It was either the Los Angeles Times or the Herald Examiner, which does not exist anymore. So that is an original newspaper clipping. And here in the back, you can see some Southern California cities. Again, this has been in my possession since December 1984. Then I have these really cool 8x10 photographs. There are like postcards, big postcards. I have the entire collection. And if you look in the back, when I worked at that photo studio in Los Angeles, Barry was another customer that would come in. And I worked there from 1991 through 1996, right before I left for the Air Force. So I have the complete set. This is from Shout at the Devil. The next set is from Theater of Pain in 1985. When they changed their appearance, it's the complete set as well. From Theater of Pain. I have 2 of these big 8x10 postcards. Then I have a 8x10 autographed picture of Tommy Lee. He gave me a shot of Jägermeister in Hawaii when he was DJing. And then the last thing that I have is a pic from Nikki Sixx. Hope you've enjoyed it. Again, I've been a collector for many years of Mötley Crüe.